The show that gets you ready for the Saturday afternoon and the show that gets you ready for the week of football that lies ahead. It starts on a somber note following the news of the passing of 20-year-old Nigerian forward in Paul Julius was flying his trade at its Cyprian side, EN Paramel Paraliminio, uh, which is his top flight club, recently confirmed the passing. After the 20-year-old was involved in a car crash on Tuesday. The tragic incident coming less than a month after he joined the club from English Premier League side Al Gaish. In a statement that his current club made, reads, "It is with deep sadness and pain that we express our sincere condolences on the unexpected loss of our footballer Paul Julius." A statement by the club reads, "The tragic news of his death has shocked us all, and despite the hardships and sufferings he's faced to join our family, he remains steadfast and determined to fulfill his goals. His memory will live on in our hearts, and his absence will be felt. We are with his family and loved ones during this difficult time. May his soul rest in peace." Condolences go to his friends, family, and loved ones, and of course fans and his current employers in N Paramilnu, Paraliminue. Good afternoon, welcome to it. This is All Things Football, the show that gets you ready for the week of football. City is Suile Indaba, whereby we have a great way to start the day. Manchester United traveling to Brighton at the American Express Stadium, which kicks off in less than 25 minutes. I'm your host, Apiwe Roto. We're going to talk all things football. Let's give you the news regarding and making headlines in the world of football in the last week. Remember to like and subscribe. Remember to watch the shows on YouTube. If you happen to like the show, remember to remember to like and comment at the bottom section, and of course hit the subscribe button on the Amava Roto network. That's the the ROTO, the Amava Roto network. We start with what you can expect as far as the season. The fixture list is got the list of leagues to kick off, with the full calendar now out. Now that we have the PSL calendar, of course we've got, in a moment we'll give you the news and stories. Before we give you the news and stories, let's give you what you can expect as far as the football season is concerned. We've got the La Liga, which is currently underway, got started last week on the 15th of August. We've got the Premier League, which kicked off the following day on the 16th of August, which will conclude on the 25th of August. Serie A recently kicked off the next day, which was the 17th of August. The UEFA Champions League, which will come in a different format, it was increased by 36 by 4 teams from 32 to 36. No more group stages. The Champions League will now be played in a league format. The MTN8 recently kicked off on the 3rd of August, so will conclude on the 5th of October, I beg your pardon. The Betway Premiership starts on the 14th of October, when it will conclude on the 24th of May. The Carling Knockout Cup kicks off on the 19th of October and concludes on the 30th of October, with the Nedbank Cup, of course, starting on the 25th of January and concluding on the 10th of May. The FIFA Club World Cup, we have the PSL relegation playoff, promotion relegation playoff, which will start on the 27th of June to the 14th of June. The 27th of May to the 14th of June. Before all of that, we've got the DSTV Disky Challenge. DSTV is not entirely lost. Will be highly involved in the Disky Challenge, which is for reserve sides. From the 31st of August, the Matsepe Foundation Championships got started last yesterday on the 23rd of August. Promotional Platinum Play Promotional Relegation Playoffs kick off on the 27th of August to the 14th of June, while the FIFA Club World Cup, where we'll see our very own Mamelodi Sundowns, seven-time league champions, take part in the United States, which is a dress rehearsal for the 2026 FIFA World Cup, which is to take place on the following year in 2026 alongside Mexico and Canada. News making headlines in the world of football in the last hour. We've got Bafana Bafana coach Bafana Bafana, or should I say Safa, have announced the venue, announced the venue for the next international fixture. Uh, for the next international fixture, that fixture being uh, the fixture being against Uganda, the Cranes of Uganda, at the which will be at the Orlando Stadium during the FIFA break, which starts from the fifth on the from the 4th of September to the 13th of September. So Bafana take on Uganda at the Orlando Stadium before traveling to South Sudan a week later to play a week, days later to play South Sudan in South Sudan on the 10th of September. Bafana compete to qualify for competing to book a spot in the CAF and the AFCON qualify in in the next AFCON, which is set to take place on the is set to take place in Morocco, paired with Congo, South Sudan, and of course Uganda. On to our other news. Newly appointed Chelsea manager in Enzo Maresco has has um, is made his presence felt at the club, stating that one of his players will now have to look after he has to has to go and look for a new club before the transfer window closes. Onto the news, the statement that read, Coach Enzo Maresca, who was recently appointed, is the one responsible for Leicester's promotion back to the Premier League after they were relegated last season. The Blues have had a busy transfer window, bringing in 9 players, including Petro Neto from Wolverhampton Wanderers a week ago. However, it seems there will be no longer regular spots for left back Ben Chilwell going into the new season. In a statement made by the coach, he says Chile is with Chile. Ben Chilwell is with us, but he has not been training for the last few days because he has been ill, Maresca said, as per the Mirror. The reason he did not play in the preseason friendly versus Inter was because Chile is quite is because with Chile it is quite clear. Even though I love the way he is, the problem is he is struggling to find a bit, is struggling a bit to find the right position. This morning we had 22 players training, and if you ask all of them, they will say they want to play against City, but that is impossible. We saw what happened with Raheem Sterling, who did not take kindly to being excluded in the game against Man City, which they lost by 2 goals to 0 at the Stamford Bridge, which was criticized by pundits, to mention a few. This morning we had 22 players playing training, and if you ask all of them, they will say they want to play against City, but that is impossible. When you train every day and do not get any minutes, it is not good for them or for me. I need to make a decision, and probably it is better to leave and go get minutes. The transfer window is open, so we will see what happens. On to our other news, we talk the governing body, FIFA Federation Nala Internationale Football Association, which we know as FIFA, have confirmed that only one PSL, other TS Galaxy are now in the clear from the ban regarding the bans from registering new players, with TS Galaxy now joining the likes of Richards Bay and GDR Star, while Royal AM remain banned till they settle the matter regarding players Ricardo Nascimento, who they claim they've a matter which they claim they sorted out, and former Kaiser Chiefs marksman and Samir Nokovic, who now plies his trade at TS Galaxy. And a statement that was made. Now, if you remember clearly, Kaiser. TS Galaxy were unable to use their players after failing to settle their matter with Ivorian striker Bernard Gausu after not paying him his dues, which was 93,000 US dollars, which is approximately 1.65 million plus 5% interest per annum, effective from the March 1st, 2023. The Rockets can now proceed to register all the new players they have signed, which include the latest arrival of Olutu Kumalo. Now, Sid Ramovic was able to use all the new signings in the quarterfinal loss to Stellenbosch. Both Gausu and his lawyer, Debray, have confirmed to this website a week ago that the mismatter is done, and FIFA has since lifted the ban after receiving due communication. TS Galaxy joined Richards Bay and GDR Stars in the list of clubs that have their bans lifted after paying up for the respective cases that FIFA ruled against them. This leaves Royal AM as the only PSL club still sanctioned in cases relating to Samuel Nakovic and Ricardo Nascimento. Narkovic's matter, which involves millions of rands with an annual 5% interest charged, has dragged to the court arbitration of sport cats for short, where a second deadline on September 13th has been placed for the issuing of the decision. The Serbian is represented by Davor Lezic in this matter, while Rele M have Laruma Tobejana as their legal head. Nascimento's case remains unresolved despite Royal M claiming for weeks they have settled the issue with the Brazilian. The case is now complicated by the fact that the agent, Marcelo Rapelino, who negotiated Nascimento's deal, is also claiming his dues. Both Nascimento and Rapelino now want to settle concurrently, with Rapelino claiming 6% commission of the total contract. Nascimento's monthly earnings pegged at 300,000 rand. Remember, this football is a business. We work with money. Egyptian giants, Egyptian giants Al Ali have expressed are said to be unhappy in other news with Pesidao and are looking to put him on the transfer list. This comes after the 30-year-old was notably absent in the game in Al Ahly's 2-1 defeat to Modern Future in the Egyptian Premier League, in what was reported to be now we've report now we recently last season we reported the fallout between we reported a fallout between Percy Tau and his man and the Swiss tactician in Marcel Kola, who had complaints regarding Percy Tau and how he was training recklessly. As a result, had left training with the nickel every time he played. However, whenever he delivered or came to the fore, he played his utmost best football. Now, if we're trying to get the story here as to what's going on with Percy Tau and Al Ali. The story. With his continued absence, the story is written here. Dow was once again a notable absentee during Al Ahly's 2-1 defeat to Modern Future on Saturday, with his continued absence linked to a fallout with head coach Marcel Koller over his training conduct. As there has been growing speculation that the player could be on his way out of the club, with his future uncertain under the Swiss technician. The under answer his future could be uncertain under the Swiss technician. It now seems Tau's relations with the club hierarchy have also soured, with the new club indicating that the club chiefs are angry with the South African. According to Egyptian publication Najim Al Gama, here, Al Ahly are frustrated with Dow due to his refusal to agree to flexible terms to terminate his contract. It is now said that the club negotiations between the club and the player are in a state of severe discontent, with the Bafana star adamant about receiving a payout of $1.2 million, which is 21.3 million rand, to cancel his contract in Cairo. The amount is believed to be full value of the final year of his contract, but the Red Devils have reportedly deemed some of Dow's demands unreasonable. Moreover, Kola has reportedly requested the club sell the 30-year-old before the start of the 2024-25 season in order to make space for new foreign signings. And further reports will suggest that Dow is yet to receive a tempting offer from other potential suitors and could see out the final year of his contract should he not find an amicable solution with Alali over the termination of his contract. The former Mamelodi Sundowns attacker added the 2023-24 Premier League title to his trophy cabinet uh, with his this past weekend, tallying his tally to 10 trophies since joining the club in 2021. Bafana coach Hugo Bros has recently named his preliminary squad to take on Sudan, Uganda, and Sudan home and away for going into the Afcon qualifiers, which are said to take place for the Africa Cup of Nations. The last competition they finished third. This year they'll hope to do one better by going all the way to the final and possibly going for glory. There's the preliminary squad, which will be cut to 23. Bafana take on Uganda at the Orlando Stadium on the 6th of September before traveling to South Sudan to play South Sudan on the 10th, Tuesday, 10th of September. Goalkeepers include Ronwen Williams of Mamelodi Sundowns, Bruce Fuma, Ricardo Goss, Veli Mutra, Sepochani of Orlando Pirates, while the defenders include Sidney Mobi, Tabiso Munyane, Tapelo Morena, Russian Totally of Kaiser Chiefs, Gosnadis BC of Orlando Pirates, Obi Mudiba, Kim Simango, and give him Simango. Midfielders include Relihbuhela Mufukeng, Atinkwasi Mkaba, Kulisi Mudau, Terence Mashiko, and Fawaz Basedin, and Siangezana Grant Kekana. Now, this is in no particular order, goalkeepers or defenders. Grant Kekana is also part of the squad. Jaden Adams, Grant Markman, Batusi Obers, Pepelos Tole, of Gil Vincente, Talent Mbata of Orlando Pirates, Mihlali Mayambela of Aris Lamisol, Luke Leroux of IFK Venemo, Tembazwane of Mamelodi Sundowns, Austin Napolis of Polokwane City, Patrick Masungani of Orlando Pirates, Simon van de Borden of Vitus FC, Akram Reyners makes part of the preliminary squad. Lau Forster, who plays football in England, also makes part of the preliminary squad alongside Evidence Mahopa and Percy Dow. That's just the preliminary squad, which will be trimmed down to 23 as time goes on. Uh, Before we have our first international break of the season, which will be on the 7th of September. This is a penultimate episode, by the way, before we go into the international break, with the next episode approaching, with the next episode uh, taking place on the 14th of September when our very own Betway Premiership gets underway. On to our news, still talking Chelsea. Chelsea are now reportedly put up a shocking 14 players up for sale. The Blues are looking to sever ties with as many as 14 players before the transfer deadline, which is next week, the 30th of August, according to Team Talk. It is no secret that the Londoners have had a bloated squad for the longest time. We remember stories that of play. We remember we had story. If you remember clearly, I have been following all things football. I reported on the stories of players having to get dressed outside the dressing room. Had too many players with others having to get dressed outside the dressing room. The stories says the Blues are looking to sever ties with as many as 14 players before the transfer deadline. on Friday, 30 August, according to Team Talk. It is no secret that the Londoners have a bloated squad, despite having already sanctioned more than 10 exits in this window. Moments before the club's opening Premier League clash against reigning champions Manchester City, some controversy ensued when Raheem Sterling's representatives issued a statement questioning why he was left out of the matchday squad on that occasion. Now, this raised a lot of question mark, leaving a lot of critics unhappy, including some pundits who questioned Raheem Sterling's conduct. We know very well what happened with Conor Gallagher and his supposed move to Atletico Madrid, which is yet to transpire going forward. With that Sterling matter now playing out in public, some reports suggest that there is no way back into Enzo Maresca's squad for the Englishman, and there has been since much speculation regarding his potential move to Juventus. Two players who have reportedly already been told they are not part of Maresca's squad are captain Ben Chilwell and centre back uh, Trevor Chalobah. The former was informed that he does not fit into the new manager's style of play, and while the latter was excluded from the preseason tour in the United States as he was deemed surplus to requirements, strikers Amadou Broha, Romelu Lukaku, who could make his way to Napoli, and David Dasho Fofana are also said to have no place in the Chelsea squad this season, and all three will not be registered to play at the Stamford Bridge this term. The West London outfit has reportedly received a bid from Napoli for Lukaku or Broha. Broha and Fofana are said to have clubs in England on high alert. The goalkeeping pair of Georgi Pachovic and Kepa Arrizabalaga have also been given the green light to leave, with Chelsea willing to listen to offers for their services. Midfielder Conor Gallagher is expected to be the first of the 14 players to leave, with his move to Atletico Madrid nearing completion this week. Here are the 14 players in full. Let's give you the 14 players in full. They include Raheem Sterling, Trevor Chalobah, Ben Chilwell, Kane Chukwuemeka, George Pashovic, Kepa Azabalaga, Bashir Humphreys, Cesare Casadei, Tino Argerine, and Angelo Gabriel, Armando Broja, Romelu Lukaku, David Datro Fofana, and of course Conor Gallagher, whose head might head to Atletico Madrid. Onto our other news. Tabom, former Supersport and tax and former Supersport and tax midfielder and professional footballer Thabo Mnyamana has hung up his boots regarding football. Has announced his retirement from professional football. Uh, uh, After playing football for 10 years, the 32-year-old had been inactive since getting injured in 2022 while playing for Marimo Gallants before injury ruled hampered his process. After a decade of playing football, the 32-year-old had not played any competitive football since 2022 when he got injured. While still playing for Marimo Gallants before they got relegated. He started his professional football in 2013 with Tax University. After an impressive stint at the club, he moved to Supersport United, where he spent 4 seasons. He found himself at the now defunct Chakuma Chairman Zibandira, which are now known, whose status was bought by Marimo Gallants. In a statement by the former Supersport United midfielder, he said, "After careful and thoughtful consideration, I announced my retirement from football." Yamana wrote on his Instagram page on Monday. I'm deeply grateful for the opportunity to have played this beautiful game, to have lived my childhood dream of becoming a professional footballer. I extend my I extend my thanks to all the teams I've played for, from amateur levels to professional stages, and to the coaches that nurtured my talent throughout my careers. I'll always cherish the moments with my teammates, the trophies we won, and the long journeys across Africa. A special thank you to the fans for your unwavering support, both on and off the field. Your love has meant the world to me. I am forever thankful. I would also like to express my gratitude to my wife family, friends for their constant support and prayers. As I close this chapter, I eagerly anticipate the new adventures that lie ahead. Mnyamana recently took the role of serving as a performance analyst for the Tax Ladies team. Wish Thabo Mnyamana well in his future endeavors. Thank you for your contribution to local football. It'll never be forgotten. On to our other news. Still talking regarding Percy Tau. There were talks of with coach Rolando Mukwena, who departed from Sundowns, now at Wade at Casablanca. There's talks of him bringing Percy Tau with him to Orlando, but to bring him to where to bring Presita with him to wait at Casablanca. However, the president of the Moroccan Giants Wydad Athletic Club, Hisham Aitmana, has set conditions as he believes he will make the move, which believes he will make the move for Bafana attacker Presitao. The Moroccan outfit had previously been linked with the Al Ali Star with board member Sad Al Drape confirming that they were interested in signing the 30-year-old, like the South African international, and an experienced player like the 30-year-old. Meanwhile, it is understood that they are facing an uncertain future with the Egyptian giant, with the 30-year-old facing an uncertain future with the Giants. It has been claimed that the Cairo side is trying to manufacture an exit in the current transfer window so that a new foreign player could be brought in his replacement. However, Dow is believed to have requested $1.2 million, which is 21 million rand, to terminate his contract, which expires at the end of the 2024-2025 season with the club. According to Moroccan news site Lecita Info, the former Mamelodi Sundown star and his agent have asked for high wages from the Botola Pro One outfit, and but the side have now managed by his compatriot Rolando Mukwena are reluctant to agree to this request. It is said that because of Wydad's financial situation, they will only proceed with the deal if the bonus demands are lowered. And another condition Anama has claimed is the president Ait Mana claimed to have said is the player's contract, as the president does not want to place further financial burden on the Wydad. It is reported that they will only sign the player if he were to be a free agent in this window. The American club are suggested to be aware of the attacker's capabilities and his ability to provide something extra, but do not possess the purchasing power to buy the 30-year-old tower from Al Ali, per listed info. On to our other news. We talk Orlando Pirates. We bring it back home with Orlando Pirates and Mamelodi Sundowns, who are likely to play their home games at home in the home games in the new year. Wait until the new year to play their home games. Now the story is a cause or is a result of the CAF Champions League, which took place as far as Pirates are concerned, where they won by 4 goals to nil against the Disciples of Madagascar. This might sound in a story. It says Pirates hosted. Now we remember Pirates hosted the Disciples of Madagascar in the second leg after playing to a goalless draw in Mauritius. They won by 4 goals to nil. Hoping to progress to the next round, they will now take on either Namibian club African Stars or Joanna Galaxy, who they fell short to in a penalty shootout the last time they were in the Champions League. Sundowns have a bye into the second round and await the winner of the match between Mbabane Swallows and of Eswatini and Fareviero, the beta of Mozambique. The second round, the last qualifying stage before the group stages, takes place on the weekends of the 13th September and the 15th of September and the 20 to 22nd September. With the CAF games getting preference when dates clash, it is for this reason that Sundowns will not play their opening home game against Supersport United on Saturday, 14th January. Well, and the game has since been moved to Tuesday, September 17. Then, of course, should the Brazilians get into the group stages, then the effect will only play their first home league match, I beg your pardon, on a Sunday next year. This fixture will be against Real AM at Loftus Versfeld, which will kick off at 5:30. Then, should Bafana Bafana or should Pirates also get into group stages, it could then be a longer wait for that will come to an end when they host Kaizer Chiefs on February the 1st. Being the blockbuster Soweto Derby, it will take place at the FNB Stadium instead of the Orlando Stadium. This will then leave the match against Richards Bay on Sunday, February 9th, the first to play on a weekend at their home, the Orlando Stadium. And of course, just like Sundowns, Pirates have a home match against Chippa on Saturday, except for September 14th, but it will be moved to the following Wednesday due to if Pirates get past the Disciples, which they did. The consequence of Pirates getting into group stages of the Champions League will be no home league fixtures on Saturday and Sunday until next February. On to our other news now. I'm sure Pirates fans have been questioning the absence of the new signing Gilberto, who had many excited after his exploits and during the Spain Pro preseason tour. Now let's address what's happening with the preseason tour. The new, arguably the best signing in the current transfer window, with the after the request, the transfer was quoted a minimum of 10 million rand by his former club Petro de Luanda. The club supporters were looking forward to seeing the 23-year-old Angolan international after his heavily involved in the during the preseason where he scored in his first goal, albeit unofficial, in a 1-1 draw against Granada. However, he was not included in Jose Rivera's fine matchday squad for the MTN 8 quarterfinal fixture against Supersport United, where they emerged 3-1 victors. And of course, he did not travel the side to Mauritius to the CAF Champions League to take on the CS Disciples. It is gathered. It was information was gathered that he has to get his paperwork done from the as far as the Angolan Football Federation is concerned. Indications that are that Wenger, with the dancing feet, is yet to receive his paperwork from his homeland federation, and prerequisites for the applying for a work permit. According to a reliable source close to the situation, the federation is notorious for its tardiness and in processing paperwork for players to ply their trade outside the country. The publication has also been given reason to believe that there was a lot of bureaucracy at the Angolan Football Federation and paperwork, which makes it even more unpredictable as to when Gilberto could finally get his papers so he can apply for a work permit in the country and make his Orlando Pirates professional debut. It is understood that it is much easier for the Angolans with a Portuguese citizenship to get their paperwork accessed in Europe rather than in Angola. And for players leaving the country, Angola, for the first time without a Portuguese citizenship, it tends to be more difficult to process the paperwork. On to our last story before we give you the results. Look out, by the way, for the fixtures for the league calendars. As for Look out for the league calendar on the Facebook page. Remember to like and follow the page, like and subscribe if you are enjoying the episode, and like and subscribe on YouTube, the Amava Khoto Network. Manchester United have re-signed their former captain and E.K. Gondwan. Now, the citizens confirmed that the experienced E.K. Gondwan returned to the club following his single season in Spain with Barcelona after his 7-year stay at City, joining in 20. The 33-year-old joined after his 7-year stay at City between 2016 and last year. The 33-year-old midfielder penned a 2-year deal with the Catalan Giants as a free agent. Gonona impressed under the since departed Barca manager Xavi Hernandez, contributing to 19 goals across all competition. However, he'll now be in blue again after completing a free move back to the Premier League champions, with whom he collected 14 trophies, including the UEFA Champions League. This comes after new Blaugrana coach Hansi Flick decided the 33-year-old would have to fight for his place in the team. Gondwan captained the seasons in the Citizens in their historic treble campaign, where he scored 11 goals from midfield. So reports suggest that the key in the deal between City and Barcelona materializing was Pep Guardiola, who made it clear he wanted the retired German international back in his squad. Here's how the quarterfinal results panned out. Here's how the quarterfinal results panned out in the or the draw, of course. The draw. Here's how the draw looks for the MTN 8 semi-final. Stellenbosch and Mamelodi Sundowns will welcome Stellenbosch in the first quarterfinal before Pirates will travel to Cape Town City at the Cape Town Stadium on the following day, which the Cape Town City will travel to the 27th on the 27th of August, I beg your pardon, while Sundowns will welcome Stellenbosch on the 28th of August. I'm not if rather onto our other. Here's what let's have a look at the fixtures that took place. Let's let's have a look at the fixtures that took place last week on the 19th of August, rather. Where Ipswich Town fell short against Liverpool, losing by 2 goals to nil. Mo Salah and Luis Diaz getting on the score sheet, while Kai Havertz and Bukayo Saka were on the score on target for Arsenal against Wolves, winning by 2 goals to nil. While new coach Fabian, a new coach, the youngest in the Premier League history, were Brighton won by 3 goals to nil against Everton at Goodison Park. Nottingham and Forest could not be separated, playing to a 1-1 draw at 10-man Newcastle held their nerve against Southampton, winning by an odd goal. Aston Villa too strong for West Ham, beating them by 2 goals to nil. While Man City proved too strong for Chelsea at Stamford Bridge, beating them by 2 goals to nil. While Manchester City and Tottenham Hotspur also played to a 1-1 draw. Here's what you can expect currently underway. Brighton will welcome Manchester United. Currently underway with Manchester United. The game just got underway 10 minutes deep, still goalless at the American Express Stadium. Tottenham will welcome Everton at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Southampton Crystal Palace will welcome West Ham in the second successive London derby. Uh, in the second successive London derby. Of course, Brentford beat Crystal Palace 2-1 with goals from Ben Buemo, and of course that unfortunate own goal which gave Crystal Palace a bit of hope, a glimmer of hope by Ethan Pellick before Jan Iwisa had other ideas and gave Brentford the 3 points. And of course, here's what you can expect. Today's fixtures: Brighton welcome Manchester United at the MX Stadium. Tottenham welcome Everton, while West Ham travel to Crystal Palace for another London derby. Nottingham Forest will travel to Southampton. Fulham welcome Leicester City, while Manchester will conclude the weekend with Super Saturday with Manchester City taking on Ipswich Town. On Sunday, we have a triple header, a Super Sunday triple header. Bournemouth taking on Newcastle, Wolves taking on Chelsea, and we conclude with Liverpool taking on Brentford in what should be an enticing encounter. Another game, MTN 8 would bring it back home with the MTN 8 first leg semi-final encounters with Cape Town City welcoming Orlando Pirates at the Cape Town Stadium on Tuesday. Kickoff for that fixture is at 7:30 p.m. Wednesday, we have Mamelodi Sundowns taking on Stellenbosch at the Loftus Versfeld. Kickoff for that fixture is at 7:30 p.m. Remember to like and subscribe. That's all we have time for on All Things Football. Remember to like and subscribe if you enjoy the show. Like the page All Things Football on Facebook. The show is also on in the All Things Football episode is also All Things Football is also available on Instagram at All Things Football 14 underscore third birthday episode, and that's all we have time for. My name is Apiwe Roto from myself. Enjoy the show and enjoy the football. Take care of yourselves and each other. Cheers.